You're like glowing. If you're getting them, I'm getting them.
Hi, hello, and welcome to The Bookish Life.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Tori. In today's episode, we are chatting book to TV/movie adaptations.
Yeah.
Well, basically, how this topic came up is that we were spending the weekend together. Jess came to Atlanta for Love Y'all Book Fest, and we went book shopping and stuff like that. And we were like, ooh, let's watch My Fault London, which is like Culpa Mia.
But I don't understand why they made it, because it's already a movie, but it was Culpa Mia.
I think, honestly, because Culpa Mia did so well and people loved it, like, a lot of people watched it, but they wanted to make it in, like, English because it's not translated. They don't speak English. I mean, there's English subtitles, and that's how we watched Culpa Mia, but...
Yeah, together a couple years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I personally enjoyed the My Fault London one more, but we'll get into all that. But
I think they made better changes, but... It's based on the book My Fault by Mercedes Ron, so...
Yes. So that was originally published in a different language. I forgot what language.
I have no idea.
And then they translated to English.
In the YA section, and we were watching this movie, and we were like, this is not for teenagers. So...
I mean, me as a teenager, I would have eaten that shit up, and I definitely would have watched it. But normal teenagers, no.
What was didn't you say it was like 13 plus or something on the rating?
I think it said 16 plus, which I was like,
okay.
That
spicy scene got a little graphic.
A little?
A little. I mean, they didn't show anything. They insinuated a lot and showed a lot of skin. So.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's not like Game of Thrones level of.
Yeah. Okay,
graphic.
so I thought we could start with all, like, you and me. Like, you can list all of the book to either movie TV adaptations that you've watched that you can think of.
There's
more recently. More recently. And then I'll list mine, and then we can talk about them. Like, we can pick a couple and talk about them.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Sure, because I haven't even thought of them.
Okay, so I watched Outlander.
Yes.
TV show Outlander. Obviously, My Fault, Culpa Mia.
Yes.
But I have not read the book, so.
Did you buy it? Because I have it.
Yeah, we bought it at the same time.
Okay, I was like, didn't we buy that on that trip?
Yes. And then Daisy Jones and the Six, Bridgerton.
Oh, I've neither read nor watched Daisy Jones. Sorry.
I did both.
Okay.
So that's 4 of them. Bridgerton, that was my 4th one. Twilight, Hunger Games, 50 Shades, Divergent. Do we see a pattern here? See a pattern. So I think that's all I can actually, like, truly think. I will be the Twisted series by Anna Huang. Very excited.
There's so many. We'll talk about, like, in the second half about, like, what we're excited for, because there's a ton.
Oh yeah,
more.
A ton that I've got picked up. But those are ones I can think right off the top of my head more recently in like 10, 15 years. Except Twilight will be like 20 years old this year, which we're not going to talk about that. But
I pre-ordered the box set and the classic special edition. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we have Mortal Instruments, where they failed miserably twice at the adaptation, which is very annoying. We have Vampire Academy, which was twice, right? Or is that just once? That was awful as well. But then we have, like, Me Before You, Love, Rosie. I didn't read it, but the one with Gerard Butler where he dies. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that made me think of a whole bunch of other ones.
There's a lot of romance ones. And, like, Something Borrowed is my favorite movie of all time. The book is okay. The movie, my favorite movie of all time. And, oh my gosh, what was the other one I was just thinking of? Go and say yours before you forget it.
Okay, Heartstopper. That's on Netflix now.
Oh my god, that's
Nicholas
so good.
Nicholas Sparks.
Red, White, Royal Blue.
That one. Yep. Casey
Nicholas Sparks is a horrible person. Like,
so I read his books before I even knew anything about
I read them in, like, middle school. Like, I was a huge Nicholas Sparks fan. Yes.
What is the Miley Cyrus one?
Oh, the last song.
That is my favorite. Oh my god,
it is so good. I was actually in The Longest Ride, so I was an extra.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah, so that does count too. I got to see Scott Eastwood. Like, he was this far away from me.
Yeah. Vampire Diaries.
Oh, yeah. Did you read those?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I owned one, but I never read them.
No, I read them. Okay, you can go ahead. That's all the ones I can think of.
Oh, Six of Crows.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
I'm really sad it got canceled. That is really sad. And then obviously you said Bridgerton already. I feel like we're forgetting like really obvious ones. Oh, the Black Dagger Brotherhood is going to be so bad. Not that I'm on that topic of vampires, but
yeah.
I mean, there's some books that I like that have been turned into like passion flick stuff, but
yeah. 365. I mean, I didn't read the book, but that movie.
I mean, I did a whole segment a couple years ago of like Hallmark books turned movies, and I like read them and watched them, but like I feel like that's different. They're always so fun, cute things.
That's all I can think of. So
that might be it. I mean, Game of Thrones I never read. I just watched.
Oh no. Like Wheel of Time, I haven't watched. Yeah, I'm not going to watch any of them that I haven't really read.
Watch Dune.
I wanna read Dune.
I'm not going.
But I've watched it and I really loved it.
Oh, Summer I Turned Pretty and To All the Boys I Loved Before. Obsessed with those when I was in high school. The movies,
I haven't
amazing.
read those.
For To All the Boys I Loved Before. Summer I Turned Pretty, super messy, but the books are super messy, and I like ate that up as a teenager. So the score for The Summer I Turned Pretty, I binged season 2 in like 2 days. Like I could not stop. It was amazing. So and Tell Me Lies was actually based on a book. I never read it, but show really good. Good Girls Guide to Murder. I read the first book, really liked it. Started the show, didn't make it past an episode. So there's a lot.
Okay. Yeah, we did a lot.
Oh my God, John Green. Did you ever read or watch this? Oh.
No. Oh, what is that one where they're both like, yeah, I was going to say where they're both sick. I never read the book and I couldn't watch the movie. So
I cried a lot. That's when Ansel Elgort was like in his prime of like every teen drama. I feel like there's way more of like that time with like those teen movies that got made into.
Yeah. So how about we pick an older one that we've both watched and then chat about it, and then we'll pick like a newer one.
Okay.
Twilight?
I mean, we've talked about Twilight before.
Yeah. Well, I find it interesting. So like when Twilight was adapted, then came the Hunger Games, the Divergent, the Cassandra Clare series. Like there was so many back to back that they were creating. Yeah. And like looking back, okay, the Twilight movies, they're not the best.
Oh my God. The first one though is like the nostalgia, because like I saw the midnight premiere and we were all just so giddy screen girls, and like it was so... I feel like it was, there's a TikTok account that says like the unhinged things they left out of the movies that were in the books, and it is hilarious like when she goes through them. But I feel like it was a really good adaptation considering
for the time,
what we've gotten of other books like the Vampire Academy.
Like I remember bringing my book to the midnight premiere.
You have said that, yeah.
And like seeing like, okay, they left this part.
My friends did not do that.
They left this part out. I love this part. Oh, I missed this part. And I remember thinking like they did a really good job, because me and my friends were chatting
about Breaking Dawn, which is the most pointless movies ever. I recently rewatched them for the first time. Like I've never rewatched those two.
I won't rewatch that.
Horrendous. The part 1, pointless. It's literally the wedding and that's it.
Yes. What is your favorite Twilight book?
I don't know.
Did you have
one? Probably. I never had. I mean, I just read them as they were coming out. So
Eclipse was my favorite because they were finally like actually together, and they were like doing any things together. New Moon is my least favorite, but
oh my God! Out of the movies, though, 1 and 2 are the best out of all 4 of them. 5 of them, I guess.
Yeah. But I think they did a good job. And then we move on to the Hunger Games, Divergent. I don't really remember.
I think they were great. I don't think I finished watching all the Divergent movies, but
no.
Did they finish making them?
I don't know if they did or not. I can't remember. But I remember watching but reading them after the movies came out, because I didn't know that they were actually books.
I wasn't like obsessed with those. Like I read them, but like they were just like, oh yeah, I read it because everyone's reading it, and yeah, it was good. And I like the movies. Yeah.
So Cassandra Clare ones, I don't think I ever read. No, I lied. I have tried to read some of those, but like I think as they were coming out, because I think that series was releasing, and I got into college, and by that point I really moved on to like true indie romance, Kindle Unlimited romance, so I never kept up with the series. Yeah.
The Infernal Devices would be so good as a TV show. But the Mortal Instruments TV show was fine. Like it was Lily Collins and what was his name? Oh my gosh, I forget the guy's name, but it was good, but they just like never did anything with it. The Vampire Academy though crashed and burned horribly twice.
I don't think I actually watched
that up
those.
Twice. It was horrendous both times. Like I couldn't even watch past like 15 minutes of the movie, and a movie has to be really bad for me to be like I can't watch this anymore.
Now, one that I want to bring up, I know you haven't read the books, is The Vampire Diaries.
No, I think I read the first one because they're completely, like, not even close.
So different. Like, she ends up with Stefan.
Oh, does she? I remember Damon could turn into a crow.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes.
So I do think I read the first one.
That's not like a true adaptation. That's more like inspired by. I love the show. I love the show. I think it is absolutely amazing. Like, I love what they did with it. End, but when Elena left, or like Nina, when she left the show, it kind of went.
When Stefan and Caroline get together, that's when I lost it. I was like, this is not.
I mean, it is. But like towards the end seasons. But those, listen to me. When it gets Hoa 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 season, I will binge the first season of Vampire Diaries, okay? Because I think it's so atmospheric and I love it. Anyway, but that is like a book to TV adaptation that I feel like it's not a true adaptation. It's more like inspired by.
Yeah.
But then like I looked to around that time, 50 Shades was coming out. Those are true adaptations. Like they stuck really, really close to the book. I think also
those were very well casted. Like they were.
Yes.
Great.
Did they have the best chemistry together? It took by the second and third movie, they got their shit together. Like you could see they feel really comfortable.
I should rewatch those. I don't even know if I've seen the last one.
Oh no, I watched them all as they were coming out in theaters. That was my Valentine's Day present to me.
Because I did read that first book and it was horrible. So
I loved the books. Listen, that was a book that I will reread and reread and reread.
I really want to know how many times she said "my inner goddess" in that. Like the writing was not good. But
listen, I read those books when I was 17 years old. Okay, they have made an imprint on my life.
I read them in college. I was like, this is not.
Listen, it was before my parents even knew what they were like. Why is there a mask on the cover? I was like, oh, there's like a ball or something. Like they didn't.
Discreet covers.
Back then, that was the shit. No one knew
what you were
reading.
Like the Sylvia Day and the Maya Banks. Oh, I was reading those in college. They were so good.
The Bear to You series.
It was the Maya Banks series for me with like the ice cube. It was like white and there was like the ice cube.
I don't think I ever actually read that series.
Oh my God, they were so good.
Anyway, but I think that adaptation was like true and stuff like that. But I feel like we had like a time period where we didn't have that many like movie to TV show adaptations or movie adaptations. Like, I don't know, like I remember when I was in college, when I lived in Florida, there wasn't a lot like during that time. So like 8 to 10 years ago.
That was like the last Twilight movie because I remember my sister's college like did something for the last Twilight movie. But that was also the Nicholas Sparks was still coming out. I mean, Nicholas Sparks has always maybe he hasn't had one in a while, but like for a while it was like one every other year a Nicholas Sparks movie was coming out.
Yeah. And I think I did read the last song because I remember having some Nicholas Sparks books, but that movie is next level. I fucking love it. Yeah. I mean, I'm very sad that they're not together, but
there's The Notebook, A Walk to Remember, like all the classics. Yeah.
Which I mean, like, we all watched those and I love them, but like I don't remember the book to say like if they were good. But I feel like those are probably like pretty close or like loosely inspired. But I feel like movies, they usually go by the book a lot easier than a TV show because it's like, how do you break up per season? You know,
I mean, like Outlander, I feel like was pretty on.
Now I have no idea. I'm like I only read seasons the first behind. Two well, books. I watched up to season, I think 4 or 5, whenever they come to the U.S.
That's when I stopped. I was like, I don't care. Like, go back to Scotland. I mean, I get Scotland was like completely decimated, but
yes. And I think I read up to book 3, but those are chunky books.
Yeah, I only got 2.5, and I never finished book 3.
Like, I love the characters, but then we start, like, getting the family's point of views and all those characters. And I was like, just give me Jamie and Claire. Like, maybe that's the romance girl in me talking, but, like, I just want Jamie and Claire's story.
Yeah.
So, but I think they did a pretty good job with that. Like, some of the scenes, especially in season 1, like, oh, my God. Where he's
like, good
raped.
Or bad. That's what I was like, are you going in a good direction or a bad direction? Like...
I mean, those scenes are horrific, and I thought, like, as a TV show, they wouldn't put those in, but they did. They stayed true to the books because it's important to Jamie and the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then now, I feel like in the last 5 years, we've had a lot more rom-com adaptations, like, a lot. Like, we had the,
I feel like it's because of, like,
what is
Netflix.
What is it called? I don't like the Hating Game. That's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I think like there's a lot of different like streaming platforms now that do adaptations.
Yes.
It's not just like the big movie companies doing it. So like we have like I think Netflix, I trust so much with these, and like and budget wise, I want like Stars or HBO to take on some things too, because it's like when I heard J.R. Ward I've been to a lot of her events since I became a fan of hers in like 2019 was when like I started going to events, and then COVID happened, so we stopped. And every event people are like, when are you gonna make movies? Like, because it was such an icon. It was like Vampire Diaries, like it was so iconic as books during like the time it was coming out. And she's like, I'm waiting for the right, like they need to be perfect. And then she's like, passion flicks.
yeah.
And those photos, like they do not have the budget for this book. Also, there was a lot of drama because Elon Musk's sister owns Passion Flicks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so I guess on X, she was like saying not great things, like problematic things. And so like now there's like a lot of drama around Passion Flicks. But I always thought that was common knowledge that she was the one who owned Passion Flicks. And like, I think he like backs some of it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. They just don't have the budget. I'm like, HBO. Oh, True Blood. That is super different from the books. I read the first book.
I have not read the books, but I love the TV show.
Yeah. And it's just like, but they have like the ability to cast well and put in the money into it. And so, but like even just like the rom-com stuff. So just like Jenny Han for All the Boys Loved Before and Summer Turned Pretty. Like, is that what Hulu and Netflix, like they are so good. So
yeah. No, I do think that like more recently the authors are more involved than I feel like than they used to be. If that makes sense.
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, like I know for like the Six of Crows, Leigh Bardugo was like on set and she was very involved with it. But I feel like there's just a lot more TV shows like for Heartstopper, she was on set for those. It's so cute.
Perfectly casted too. Like talk about the perfect adaptation that is Heartstopper.
Well, like, I find that interesting because those are graphic novels. So you actually have a visual idea of what the characters are when you're reading them. And they cast them so well.
It is so good. It is
all of the characters, not just like the two main ones. Obviously, I love them, but like all of the characters, they did so well. And I love that TV show. I love the books. I mean, I love the graphic novels and stuff like that. But even like Red, White, and Royal Blue, that movie was so good. We watched Culpa Mia.
I didn't love the book,
that one.
but Red, White, and Royal Blue was amazing.
Yeah. I love the book, so I was.
But I also think like those actors were so perfectly casted as well. So
yes, and I
my God, you know what we didn't talk about?
What?
Oh my God, what is it called? With Anne Hathaway and the guy from Red, White, and Royal Blue. Oh my God, I love that movie so much. And I feel like...
What? Oh, wait. Oh my God.
What is it called?
I know you're talking about the rock star.
Yeah. Oh my God, I literally listen to their songs while I work out. Like they
Did you read the book?
No, I bought it. Is it Robin Lee, the author? Oh my God, what is it called? But in that one, that's not technically a romance.
Technically, no.
The book, but they change it for the movie.
Which I'm all here for.
And what is that called? I'm obsessed with that movie.
The Idea of You.
I was like, there's you in it somewhere, and I didn't know. Oh my God, the movie is so good. And people hate it. Like, really my sister does not like it. And I was like, I can watch this like once a week and never get tired of it. Like, it is so good.
I loved it.
But that's where I think they also changed it for the better. I've never read it, but like knowing it's not a romance, I would be very annoyed reading it.
Yes.
And like they kind of left it like open-ended, like.
But those two people were cast so well too. So like it worked.
Their chemistry was so good.
Listen, I know it's acting, but sometimes I'm like, is it?
Ooh, so good.
Is it?
I mean, she's married, so it is. But
listen. But I do feel like the casting makes sense. And this is going back to why we want to do this podcast episode between Culpa Mia and My Fault London. Okay. I personally loved My Fault London.
Eating that movie up the whole time.
I love that shit. And it's because the characters are not awkward. In My Fault, or Culpa Mia, I should say, I felt like they didn't have the same chemistry. Like they were kind of awkward with each other a little bit. Like I feel like they were trying too hard.
I don't remember enough of it.
I just felt like sometimes some of it was like awkward. Like we watched it together and I was like, I didn't like that scene. Like, oh, he was trying a little too hard to be like the bad boy that's, whatever. But as soon as the characters meet in My Fault, like I shit you not, I want to rewatch that. Like, it's my new 365. It is my new like anxiety.
Okay, but they had so many tropes. It was like illegal street racing, underground fighting, someone coming after them, step siblings living in the same house, they hate each other, they're bullying each other. Like, oh my God, it was everything.
But the chemistry, just from when they meet in the kitchen, I knew it. I was like, oh shit, this is about to be good as fuck.
It was good.
But then I think about Culpa Mia and I was like, oh, that was good. Like I enjoyed it as like a romance movie. Like it is what it was. Would I watch the second movie, what is it? Oh my God. Culpa? No.
Culpa Tuya.
Culpa Tuya. Your fault. I will watch it. We didn't get to watch it together. But like I do want to watch it at some point. But the My Fault London one was so much more. And I think it's because the chemistry between the characters when they casted them. Because I felt like in the Culpa Mia, she was like too... I don't know. I just didn't think that they jived well together. That's my own personal opinion. But I have not read the book, so I can't really say. I mean, I do have the book.
That's YA.
I mean, so technically, I guess YA. But the book, okay, Culpa Mia and My Fault London in at 2 different times in the book. Like, then what they do.
Really?
I told you this.
When did Culpa Mia end? Oh, you said that their parents found out.
Yes.
Okay.
The parents
and at the end of My Fault London, they are like, "Do you think?" And the mom's like, "No."
It's more like an Happy for Now in My Fault London rather than a true cliffhanger for
Culpa Mia.
Yeah. So that is full circle. 23 minutes later, why we did this podcast episode, because we wanted to talk about adaptations because we just watched one and I ate that shit up.
Yes. There's so freaking many.
I guarantee
or like,
you I
not
don't know all of them.
But like announced. So like Off Campus series by Al Kennedy going to devour, like be obsessed. Absolutely.
They posted a open casting call, which I find so weird.
Yes.
I mean, like it's good. They want to find the right person, but I've never seen where it's, I mean, I guess I didn't follow authors as closely now than I did then.
Right.
Like, I don't remember if they did that. I mean,
they usually have, like, open casting, but, like, I never see the authors post about it.
Yeah.
But they'll have, like, tryouts and stuff for those people. But we do have Off Campus, which I'm interested to see how they do it. Same with the Twisted series, because both of those are 4-book series with different couples for each book. So, like, are they going to do one per season? Are they going to, like, intermix them? I don't know, because like with Bridgerton, I feel like the danger was they shifted from the series and like people are so mad because like they changed the order and like, I mean, I didn't even like season 3 of Bridgerton. So very excited for Benedict's season and like the things that they just revealed, but his is book 3 and they just skip him. And then changing the couples, like there are such diehard fans that I was like, I get it because like I love Francesca's book, but like I'm really excited to see that story play out in the TV show because I can differentiate them. But there are people who are diehard Michael fans and they're like,
I can't differentiate. Like I want it this way or nothing type of a thing.
Right. But then you also have like, so ACOTAR has been like sold for how long? I don't know. But like,
it came out that it was
like
canceled.
Right. But even the like barest hint of a casting has had fans rabid. Like they were bullying this poor actress off the internet because like she followed someone or like someone followed her and they're like, oh my God, she's gonna play Feyre. Oh my God, she's not Feyre. Like you're ugly and go away. Like bullying her off the internet. So like some fandoms are terrifying. But Fourth Wing's gonna be a movie adaptation, whatever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that got sold.
Well, okay. Sold is very different than
but
it
I think they're like in the
being
process of making it. Like Rebecca Yarros talked about it on the last tour.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Like I'm someone who I can separate the book from the movie. Obviously, like
they're going to be different.
Yeah, it's an adaptation. Yeah, it's an adaptation. It's inspired by. There's like Dune Part 1 and Part 2 is, I think if Brandon told me correctly, it's like part of book 1.
Okay.
Like, so they didn't actually do the full book 1. So I find it interesting, like, because those books span like hundreds of years in this world. So I'm like, how are they supposed to do this? Like, people get attached to these characters in the first movie, part 1 and part 2, when they're older and not even around, because the series continues. Like, are they going to do movies, or are they just going to leave it? Like, I find it interesting with that too, because it's outside of just romance that they're doing these adaptations. So yeah, I just feel like the fans of like Akatar, Fourth Wing, Throne of Glass, if that ever gets like cast or picked up, like I feel like it's like, we all need to take a breath. I know you have a vision in your head, but it's like let's
like
touch some grass. Yeah.
But like also I think it's interesting because like for Six of Crows, that's actually Shadow and Bone, and they combined her 2 series for the show, which is interesting. So then like it is kind of like an entirely new thing for fans to experience, and I think they did a really good job with that too. So I never even finished the Six of Crows duology. I've only read Six of Crows, and I've only read Shadow and Bone. So
are we surprised?
The first book of each one.
Are we surprised?
But it was really cool, and I'm really disappointed that they canceled it, because like I thought it was doing well, so that's shocking that they canceled it, and that had a lot of money behind it because it like looked really good.
Yeah, I read the duology, the Six of Crows duology, and I love the Six of Crows duology. And I don't know if I didn't watch the TV show because I wanted to read the Shadow and Bone series, and I think I DNF'd the first Shadow and Bone book because I didn't like it, but I feel like that read more YA than maybe the Six of Crows.
Yeah.
So I never watched the TV show because I always try to watch the TV show or read the book before watching the movie or TV show. I always try to do that. So
yeah.
But like Daisy Jones and the Six, I actually just talked about that in Historical Fiction Rec video, is that like the TV show is told by like you're following these people chronologically as they're like as things are happening. But in the book, it's actually told kind of like interviews. Yeah. So you get a different experience reading the book than you do watch the movie. And I like them separately. And there was definitely things that they did really, really well and adapted really well. But
are they making Evelyn Hugo into movie?
I heard rumblings of that because I think Daisy Jones, but I think they really casted the Daisy Jones characters, especially the 2 main characters, so well, because it's not a traditional romance. And so you have to have this like tension of like, I recognize that like there's something with you, but not like just blatantly being like openly and flirty. It's that like undercurrent of like, I care for you, but I know that you're in a relationship. So it's like, and we're working together, like we're building our band. It was just a very interesting way. And I think they cast it perfectly to come across of that, like the forbiddenness of why Daisy Jones and the Six was so big and why they're getting these interviews and why the book is told this way. So sorry, that was a little tangent.
I know most of Emily Henry's romances have gotten picked
I forgot
up.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't she have one that's actually a movie? Is it her?
No.
What am I thinking? I feel like there was a book that I read. Was it The Hating Game? It must have just been The Hating Game that I'm thinking of then.
I don't know. Because it was recent-ish, and I don't remember what it was, but most of her backlist has been optioned for film. So
yeah,
those will be really good, though. I'm very excited for those.
Yeah. I always get nervous because I don't want them to like rush it. Like I want them to cast it correctly enough that like I enjoy watching it. Like I love the chemistry. I don't feel awkward. It doesn't feel awkward. Like it's like I can deal with an adaptation that's not like directly the same as the book or TV show or whatever. Like that's fine. But I would love the casting to be like taking the time with the casting to be correct, because that's going to make or break it.
I usually do, because it's always so long.
Yeah, I feel like now they do. Like, but I feel like back then, like Edward and Bella, they just picked those.
Oh, I think they were perfect. Are you
maybe
kidding me?
Maybe I'm looking back. Okay, maybe I'm looking back on it and it's a little cringeworthy, but like at the time it was
so
for me.
Good for their roles, I think personally. I mean, Kristen Stewart did what she did and made choices, but you know, I would not have any other Bella. So,
okay, fair enough. Yeah. What is a like book or TV show that you've read that you would love to see be optioned that hasn't been announced, but you would like die to see it on screen?
Well, before I forget, Quicksilver just was announced, right?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And I feel like there's just so much in fantasy that like I'm not sure why they're not picking them up. I mean, like From Blood and Ash would be so cool. Like that, I feel like it would just be so, because the romance is so good. And even like Powerless too, I feel like would make such a good TV show by Lauren Roberts. Like any of those fantasy stuff can definitely make really cool adaptations.
Yeah.
Anything by Kennedy Ryan would be really, really cool because she just writes such emotional romances that I feel like as a TV show or a movie, I honestly wouldn't care.
Like
and
the Skyland series, like it's set in like a suburb of Atlanta, like right around Atlanta, and you could just see like it's giving like the women being empowered and like doing their own thing and having like coming together at the end.
She hasn't with how much like the Before I Let Go series. Is that what that series you're talking about?
Yeah, this is Skyland series.
Oh, okay. I don't know series names, but like
she is very particular.
But I could see her being super involved.
Oh, 100%. And like, does she even have the time to do that?
I mean, I feel like she does now. Like she publishes once a year, right? So like, I don't know what else she's spending her time doing, but
could be for a TV show.
I would love the Kingmaker series.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be a good movie.
Is it All the King's Men? It's not actually the Kingmaker series. The book one is called Kingmaker, and I always call it the Kingmaker series. Penelope Douglas. Could you imagine?
I mean, I would say I would love to see Credence be a movie. Is that possible? Probably not. It's not going to be picked up. It's too taboo. No. But I would eat that shit up, okay?
Oh my God. I would absolutely die if The Boys of Tommen was...
Get the fuck out. Like,
a TV show. I think it would have to be a TV show. Like, you can't do that as a movie. You have to do as a TV show.
Yes. But like, could you imagine the emotional damage of going back and forth between Johnny and Shannon's point of view and Joey and Aoife's at the same time?
Like, you would have to do both books, like the two together, because they are like the storylines overlap. So
but you could get like flashbacks to a young Joey and Aoife to like, if you ever need help writing this series into like a TV show or a movie, come to me.
And then I think the Addicted series would play. I'm shocked that has not yet been picked up. Because has it? No, I don't think it has. There's always so many different like announcements that never like turn into anything. So I never know if they have or not. But that like just the fan base, how successful it is, and just like it's always like down to the characters. Even like Magnolia Parks, like it's very Gossip Girly, and like people love these shows because of the characters. Like the plot's fine, but like it's the characters that really drive these successful things. Like Vampire Diaries is 100% those characters. Gossip Girl, the character, like all these shows. So like Magnolia Parks would make an amazing show. Like
it's always the series that when I'm reading them, I picture it as a movie, or I picture that these characters are like real. So like Magnolia Parks, those bitches are living in London, living their life. Okay, like I seriously think that Boys of Tommen, they are in.
I was feeling such
Ireland.
Visceral emotions for these people, and I was like, they're not real. Like, what are you thinking? Like, they're not.
But even the Addicted and Calloway sister series, like combining both of them, like those sisters, they even have a reality TV show in the books. Like, come on, like it's just asking for it. I will say, the Fallen Men series, like a TV show.
Like Sons of Anarchy kind of thing. Like it would work so well. Think like HBO. Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
And it can go dark because like that stuff is dark. So
I mean, True Blood
imagine Priest.
Oh my God. Get out. I'm trying to think. Any like Mafia too. I think the Mafia would do fun. Would be fun because like 365 was he's in the Mafia and people ate it up. Like his career is like. He's doing all these things now because of that one movie.
Yeah. I mean, that was supposed to happen with Ray Gay from Bridgerton. And
well, that was his choice. A choice that was the bad one, but it's fine.
He's been in some stuff, but...
Could you imagine the Priest series by Sarah Simone?
I literally was just going to say the same. I just like looked at it behind me and I was like, oh, could you just think about it? I think it would do well. Don't you?
I mean, that's very taboo.
I mean...
But even some small town series, like I think a Laura series or like one of Catherine's series, just being like a cozy...
I mean, it could be very much like Yellowstone and like Heart of Dixie, like those kinds of shows.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said Black Dagger Brotherhood, but we know how that's going.
I'm trying to think of anything else. But
okay, what could really work is the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark.
I was thinking of a Mafia series. Yeah, that would be really good.
Because that's not super dark. That would, and like it's tropey enough, like especially like book one with like the
or
wedding
even
scene,
Kingmakers. Like, could you see, like, the
That
mafia
would
kids
be
being
like
in college.
Hulu. Yeah, that would do really well.
Someone needs to call Sophie Lark right now and be like, excuse me. There's just like a lot that probably could do well.
Didn't Lucy Score announce something or no? Am I making that? I thought that the
Score?
Lucy Score.
Oh, yes. Something with her. I don't remember.
The blue cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what actually would be fun? That's a good like small town but different is the Bourbon Boy series by Victoria Wilder, because that's like a little bit of darkness, like romantic suspense with like a different kind of small town, like a distillery.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun, actually.
Like I said, what about Deep End by Ali? Oh, you haven't read that.
I haven't read that one yet.
The Melissa K. Rorick series, though.
Okay, so I am reading book 2, and it's very slow. So like
the middle is slow.
Yeah.
They're
That could be
books.
cool. Yeah. They'd have to cut stuff out, but
No, 100%. But like it would be a cool, like even a movie, I feel like. Because even by the end of book 3, it's only been like a year since Tessa's been with them.
Yeah.
So like even if they did a movie, that would be so fun. Because that series is so fun. There's just like all different types of things.
Serpent and the Wings of Night would be cool because it's like tournament style kind of thing. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Even if they did like duets, like a movie for each like duet in that series.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That could be cool.
Anyway, anyone watching that makes movies, call me. I got you. I'll give you all the ideas.
Boys Atonement right now. Like, no question. Did you see what I sent you today about Boys Atonement on TikTok?
Yeah.
And then more start popping up and I'm just like, stop.
That's why I try not to interact, because then I go down this rabbit hole and like these characters
and then I saw
so
spoilers
real.
for Gibbsy's book and I was like, I don't think I'm strong enough for this book.
Oh yeah, that one was it's not as emotional as if I were like being like true looking back, it's probably like
it
more
just
of a
said
4-star.
what his deal was, and because I like could guess but I didn't like know, and I was like, oh god, like
yeah I can't wait for it's Huey's book. The next one. Huey and Lizzie's book.
Chasing?
Whatever number. 12? Is he 12? I think he's 12.
But she said she's done writing it, so.
Oh, she just finished. Yes. So I'm expecting the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And I, body and soul, think I'm ready, but I'm not.
I wonder if it's going to be long.
Oh, it's going to be long. She said it's almost as long as Redeeming 6.
But Claiming 7?
My biggest critique is they edited out a lot of Taming 7.
Okay, but then people were like, oh, they edited Saving Redeeming 6. And I was like, is the ebook edited? Because that's what I read. Did I miss things?
Oh. I read the old stuff, so I don't know. The ending, I think the ending of one book, I forgot which one, is very different. They cut out a lot of chapters because it's just like extended epilogue stuff.
I mean, I felt like it was super long, extended epilogue-y, so maybe I read the original or I was just...
I love it. I will read anything. Anything.
Those characters are just...
But could you see Nikki Castle's fight game series as a TV show?
That would be cool. Remember that like Wattpad movie we watched?
What?
After Culpa Mia, we watched that with like fighter one.
Oh, she was the fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it could be like that.
That gave me those vibes. Yeah.
Wasn't that based on a Wattpad book? I thought it was.
I don't know. I love Underground Fighters, clearly. But
yeah.
That would be a fun series. And Philly, and they have all Philly, like the Boston Philly accents. Fuck yeah. With their Dunkins. What do they call them? Dunkies? Never mind. People in Boston. Is it in Boston? Is Boston and Philly the same thing?
Philadelphia and Boston are not the same thing.
They're not. Are they in the same state?
No.
Oh, okay. I've never traveled up there, so like I
Boston,
can't...
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Okay, but they're next to each other. Those states are next to each other. Now I'm going to look it up because I'm preview wrong. Hang on. Oh, you're right. Okay. It's Connecticut. Oh, Boston. Oh, that's Massachusetts. Oh, Rhode Island. New Hampshire. Okay, I was thinking.
I was like, Massachusetts is more.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. I've never been to Northeast besides New York City, so. Okay. Anyway, that is our books to TV/movie adaptation episode. Yeah. We had a lot to say. You can let me know a adaptation that you're excited about, like a book that's been announced. We probably missed a lot, but if there's one that we missed, drop it in the comments. We would love to know. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating. Tell us your thought of the podcast. What is the emoji?
The film thing.
Oh, good.
What is that called?
A reel?
No.
I don't know. That's on the cover of my special edition of Reel.
You know? The director's thing.
The action. Yeah. That thing. You know what we're talking about. Anyway.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed our Bookish Life, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.